debates with motherfuckers who think Cole is the best rapper ever. It's like, dude, have you listened to Blue or Kendrick for that matter?
For Kendrick,
I've gotten in a lot of debates by saying Kendrick has brought nothing new to hip hop. Motherfuckers stand up and like, what do you mean? And I sincerely feel Kendrick Lamar is one of the most important rappers ever, and he's done a lot for the game in the contemporary movement. But I do feel like everything Kendrick Lamar is like regarded for. I can show you where he got it from, and I can show you how that person does it better. You know, so I feel like Kendrick is a mixture of what I applaud Kendrick for being is one of the greatest students of the game. He's a rapper where if we look at those 5 things, he has really. I question. People keep saying Kendrick is original. You know, and I keep having this debate with people online and offline who say, yo, nobody sounds like Kendrick Lamar, and I'm like, dog, listen to the 80 Aliens album.
Yeah.
All of those dips in the voice, all of that wanting to sound like an alien.
Yeah.
That whole, the different dimensions of oscillating your voice. Kendrick is a mixture of a lot of MCs. He's a mixture of Lil Wayne, Andre 3000, and there are times where he kind of channels in an Eminem. But he studied like those cats deeply because they're colossal figures in hip hop, and he wanted to further that, and he's done it. But I wouldn't say he's furthered it, because every time I listen to K Dot, I still get that thing that I'm listening to a fan who really who's living his dreams. I've never listened to Kendrick and felt like I am listening to something that totally boggles my mind that I've never heard being done before. What I will say for Kendrick is that he brought back the art of making solid, consistent albums. He makes great albums where I feel like you can listen to it from beginning to end. Mm-hmm. Like that's what I respect him for. He's one of the few, probably the only artist in this generation of artists who really focuses on making albums. Like these albums Kendrick's albums are incredible.
So he checks the consistent,
not
the originality.
I never give Kendrick originality.
He's got the mass appeal.
He's got the mass appeal.
He's consistent.
He's probably got everything except the originality for me. And that's why I wouldn't give it to him, because originality was my first, and for me I feel like
that's where you start.
A great rapper starts by separating himself from everything that ever was. Mm-hmm. You know, there are moments where yes, when you're starting out, because Kendrick had mixtapes, you know, and that worked its way up to like that project to Section 80.
Section 80, yeah.
And
still my favorite.
And it's incredible, incredible, still incredible. And even there, it was like, yo, this guy is exciting, man. And he's exciting in a way that was nostalgic, if I'll put it like that. Kendrick, even before people like made the clear comparisons, he always reminded me of Andre 3000. Like there was a thing that was like, yo man, there's something about this cat that the obscurity, and it wasn't up until he released Good Kid, Mad City that I could like put my finger on it and say yes, here it is. Look at it. Look at where this inspiration and that line. You know, can you see that? You know, because I feel like as great as he is, even bar for bar, man, like technically
so like technicality, Young Cooper.
He's there. Kendrick is very
technical.
Kendrick is very technical. There's I'm not gonna say there's a sixth element, man, because it doesn't matter.
Okay.
It really doesn't. But in my books, it kind of colors how I feel about a rapper, and I wanna call it like, okay, let me describe it first. You know, when you maybe it is part of emotional depth when you listen to a rapper, and I always imagine what it would be like to read a rapper's raps outside of the beat, outside of the flow, and like to read, to actually see what this cat is actually saying. I feel like Kendrick gets away with a whole lot of mediocre lines because he's got an incredible flow, and some things that K Dot is saying don't even make sense sometimes. There's this one article that actually was happy when I found that article. It points out that many times Kendrick Lamar misuses words, and how he uses very profound words but in wrong contexts. Because I've always felt like that about Kendrick, that hey man, some of these words, it's like I'm on Kendrick, that's not what that word means. But yeah, I get how that you could get away with that. And I feel like Kendrick Lamar presents his style in all this wordiness. He says a lot and he uses a lot of unique words, but when you look at what he's actually saying, it doesn't amount to any depth. It doesn't, yeah.
Okay.
It doesn't.